Hello and welcome to Take a Break with Bri, Season 3, Episode 2. I am Bri, also known as Brinkyboobri. On today's show, I will be discussing some hot topics. Open relationships, what's that all about? And things that strong women should never do. All right. I will also be answering some viewer questions. And we will have our Brinkyboob's top 3 brilliant behaviors. Please be aware this show may contain adult conversation, so viewer discretion is advised. Jasmine said, I need your earrings. They are cute. Thank you. My coworker, she saw my logo. And when she was out and about, she saw these earrings and she just said, oh, they look like Brianna. So she gifted them to me. So shout out to Sandra. Thank you so much, Sandra, my coworker. Please feel free to comment and ask questions on the Facebook live stream. I will try my best to answer all questions and comments. Please look out for the edited version on my YouTube page, Brinkyboobri. That's where you can find me everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, LinkedIn, Periscope, everywhere, Brinkyboobri. All right, so we're going to jump right in to open relationships, okay? And then we'll get to the strong women thing, okay? So, there was a conversation that I was involved in, and I was informed that there was a gentleman who was in an open relationship. So the gentleman was saying that he's in an open relationship. So you may say, what's an open relationship? Some of you. So basically an open relationship means that you could be, in a committed relationship, or you could actually be married and you welcome or you allow a third party into your situation. We'll call them situation. Into your situation. Now, most of the time in a heterosexual relationship, it's the woman being able to bring in another woman. But when I asked this gentleman who is in an open relationship, wait a minute, hold up, how come another female can come into your marriage, but another male can't come into your marriage? So I thought that was quite interesting that, if you open in the door for a female, why is it any different for her, for the wife? And he said, oh, that's definitely, no, it can't be that way. So I thought that was a little catch-22 in a way, because it's almost like, he can have two, but she can't have two. So where do we get the understanding or the balance in a relationship? Let me hear from you all. How are you all feeling? I think that in a marriage, there should be no nothing, no other parties. When you say I do, you are saying I do to one person. You could be all about variety. You could be all about spontaneity or whatever. But for me, I'm a Christian. So as the word says, the marriage bed is never defiled. So I think that it should just be the people that are in the marriage. The gentleman, he has been married for 13 years. And according to him, happily married. So I don't know if I can say to each his own at this point, but it's a little touchy subject in my opinion. Ilya's from Russia, everybody. He stayed up. And I think Vlad is on here too. They're my friends from Russia who stay, I think it's 5 a.m. in the morning over there. And so they stayed up to watch my show. Thanks, guys. Ilya said, when I was studying in college, I had a friend and she had an open relationship. She says it was a big mistake. They both weren't that happy when some time has passed. Although they liked it at first, it ruined everything for them. But I guess it can work for someone. I guess so. I mean, what are y'all feeling? Those that are in the room, like, I just think that it's kind of weird. Not weird. Let me not say weird. That's the wrong word. But it's inviting drama. It's inviting issues. Like, say, like, you bring in a third party and the third party likes one of the people more than the other person. Then you got a whole lot of, like, somebody could run off with the other, you know, like, I just think that it creates drama when you add a third person into a relationship. All right, Nicole said, I think open relationships defeat the purpose of being in a relationship. I agree with you, Nicole. I think that if you're going to be in a committed relationship, then and you saying I do, you're saying I do to this one person. You know, I would say don't get married. I mean, y'all can live together, y'all can have kids, y'all can do the whole thing, but I think that if you're going to have openness, then why are you saying I'm committed to one? Then it will be closed. I think marriage, or, you know, the wedding is saying that it's closed. It's a closed relationship. I think it brings drama and conflict when you are married in an open relationship. It's like it defeats the purpose of marriage. I mean, I've never been married, so I could totally be wrong. But I mean, any of you are married, maybe you can give me some insight, because I'm just going off of what I perceive marriage to be. Nicole said, right. Vlad said, hey, finally I'm here with my love, Brie, and coffee. Yay, Vlad. Vlad is the other gentleman from Russia. Everybody say privet. Privet. That means hello or hi in Russian. They're teaching me little Russian words, so I'm super excited. And they are awesome with their English. I understand everything they say, and, like, they understand me, which is kind of cool. So I'm super excited to have them in here. But anywho, back on topic, because I can go on a tangent. I mean, let me hear from you all. You know, like, what is the thing with open relationships? Now, I do know that there is a celebrity by the name of Monique, and she is from Baltimore. She is currently in an open relationship. Now, to my understanding, don't quote me on this information. It was more so catching snippets of TV shows and things like that. But to my understanding, in her previous relationship, she was cheated on or something to that extent. And, you know, she stayed in the relationship for longer than she needed to stay. And so this time, in her second or whatever number relationship she's in now, she was like, instead of me getting cheated on, I'm just going to be in an open relationship. I don't understand that concept. So saying you're in an open relationship is like giving a permission slip for cheating. Is that what we're saying? Chris Michael said, sometimes you can meet your soulmate, but when things start getting boring, you have to leave room to different things. Like, sorry, there's another comment popped at the same time. Start getting boring, you have to leave room to do different things, like bringing in a third party or having an open relationship. It's better than cheating and not being open and honest. Joy said, my Aunt Joy, hey Aunt Joy, she said, I agree with you. Open means you are making your own rules. Just don't get married. That's what I say. You know, hey Lanisha, how are you? Lanisha's way back. How are you? Glad to see you in here. I mean, going off of what Chris Michael said, I think that if you found your soulmate, but then it gets boring, then they're not your soulmate. I mean that's what I'm thinking. Like, if they are your soulmate, and the meaning of, to me, soulmate means they are your thing for the rest of your life. If they are your thing for the rest of your life, then it should never get boring. It should never be a point to where you want to go outside of that if they are the one. And I don't think it's just, actually, let me back up, because I was going to say it's not just society. It's also, whichever way you look at it, if you're a Christian, if you're agnostic, if you're atheist, I think everybody has this general theme in their life to find their partner. Okay? And that even regardless of your sexuality. You want to find that companion, that one person that you click with for the rest of your life. So I think once you make that connection for the rest of your life, if it doesn't work, or if it breaks down, then I'm thinking they weren't the one, right? Okay, we had some comments. Isaiah, welcome, Isaiah. Isaiah is one of my thing keep the cord. She's acting funny. Isaiah is one of my panelists from season 2. Welcome, Isaiah. He said, what are we talking about? Isaiah, we're talking about open relationships. And let's see, we got some other comments here.
Yeah.
Chris Michael said, oh, lovely. I got an iPad. I'm going to keep leaning out. Thank you. Chris Michael said, I should have been a guest for this one. I mean, you can come sit down. You right here.
Let's talk.
Just move the table. Ilya said, we call this spontaneous show. It's going to unplug. All right. Just squeeze on in there. This is Chris Michael, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Ah! Okay, so Ilya said, we have a disaster with marriage in Russia. 80% of all married couples end with divorce. 80%? Wow, it's crazy. So I guess if a couple think they need something to refresh their relationships, wait a minute, it moved on me. Refresh their relationships, and they feel it's the right way, so why not? I don't think it's the thing for me, and I would love to practice it with my boyfriend and especially with my husband, but I don't blame those who want to try this. Sandy Cabell, my cousin, hey, she said, love you, my cuz. All right. Isaiah said episode 5. Yes, he was on season 2, episode 5. Ilya said, hey, Chris. The real AJ said no guess until next week. He said,
sorry, AJ, I'm the best friend, so I'm always going to be there.
Yay! Nicole Henson said, hey, Chris. Everybody said, hey, Chris. No, Lord.
Hey, Black.
Vlad said, hey, Chris, teleport from comments to Facebook Live. I want to do this too. Come on over, Vlad. Come on over. So talking about open relationships, I think some people are saying to each his own, and that you can pretty much, do what you need to do if that's what you want to do. I just don't think, me in particular, I think I would break the marriage before I would want to go out and bring in a third party, because I just think it could bring so much drama.
Well, I think you have to be in a place, well, I mean, I've never done it, but I don't never discredit anything before trying something. So you can't just, I understand what you feel in your heart, but if you don't try something, then you would never know. Now, I would say, if I met my soulmate and things started getting boring in the bedroom, then I would, if she said something or if I thought about it, I would definitely want to have that talk. Because if you don't have that connection and you don't have that talk, that leaves room for somebody to cheat.
I mean, I get your point, but I think that...
Does anybody else agree?
Stacy said, hey, Bri. Hey, Stacy! I just think morally, for me, once it gets to that point that you want to cheat, then it's time for me to go.
But I don't think it's cheating if you're talking about it. I don't think that
if you desire somebody other than me, then it's time for me to go. I think I'm enough. I would feel like I wasn't enough. I'm enough. Like I'm enough. I'm a big girl. I'm enough.
Yeah, but then what if at one point you start being like, okay, I'm getting bored, or
then I break it off.
Then why would you want to break off something with somebody that means so much to you that you have?
Obviously, he don't mean that much.
No. We're talking about sex. We're not talking about an emotional connection. We're talking about a physical connection. Don't get them twisted. Don't get them twisted. It's two different things. So I think people start getting the two confused when you start thinking, we're going to bring another person in the bedroom and there's going to be a third relationship or it's going to be a third party. No, when people say they're having an open relationship, that means that they might bring somebody in their bedroom, either somebody that they may know that they're not going to get any feelings towards, or just a random person, which that might be a lot, but they might get a random person when they feel like, okay, hey, we could do it. You might, honestly, for me, like if I'm a soulmate wise, on this tip wise, if I'm a do that, then I'm probably gonna be with somebody that's a freak like me. So
that's the new age thing. I'm telling you,
that's not the new age thing. They was doing
that
back. You ain't never seen Caligula? Like, okay.
Stacey said true, but I think you bring up two interesting questions in my head. The first question you said was that the third person, there wouldn't be a relationship. But what would you say when, say it's the guy, and he won't let another male in, he'll only let another female in, the husband. But say that other female doesn't want the husband, she only wants the wife. And the wife leaves because they have now created an emotional connection and left together. Don't you think an open relationship opens the door to, it's like risk. You're risking your relationship.
For me, I don't think that I would, because whoever I'm with, we're gonna already have that emotional connection. Like that, before I even think about doing something like that, our connection just gotta be tight. Our emotional connection gotta be tight. If our emotional connection ain't tight, then I would say, yeah, we gonna have to do counseling or something else, because before you even jump ship to try to have a third party in, you need to figure out what's going on in that aspect first. If y'all good sexually, but y'all want something more, then yeah. But if you having a disconnect sexually and you having a disconnect emotionally and y'all arguing and stuff, that's not something you would do. That's not something I would do, because then that leaves room for the chick to leave or the dude to leave.
So basically what you're saying...
Like you have to have that's why I say, like for me, if I'm doing something, it got to be my soulmate, somebody I'm sure we both strong together. We just have that thing mentally where we ain't going nowhere. And we on top of the world right now. We on top of the world, period. You know what I'm saying? To the fact that nobody can come in and break up anything that we got going on.
But the female you bring into your relationship, she puts it down.
It's no. Well, for me,
I mean, the potential is there, right? Tyra Shipman said.
But that's sexually.
Let me just say your first name. First, you both need to try to do something different. It don't always have to be a third party. There are different things to do. Absolutely. Stacy said an open relationship does not mean that there is a threesome. What does it mean? Can you expound on that, Stacy? Tiffany,
that means that she can go and do something and he can go and do something with somebody else. But I don't understand what
and it not be considered cheating. Okay.
Okay. That's what she was saying. They both saying the same thing, basically.
Vlad said, I'm sorry. Tiffany said, yes, it does. Open to a lot of different risks. Vlad said, if you don't want to have sex with your partner anymore, you should say something about it. Break up, and then you have sex with anyone you want. but you shouldn't cheat. I guess when people label it as open relationship, it's not cheating.
Yeah.
That's the permission slip. That's, Tiffany said, put it down. Holla, put it down. Holla. Stacy said, correct. When I was saying it doesn't have to be a threesome. They can actually go, or whatever. But I did want to bring up another question.
Wait, somebody said, if you don't want to have sex with your partner anymore. It's not about you not having sex with your partner anymore. It's just about spicing it up in a bedroom if you're bringing a third party in there. It's not about, I don't want to have sex with you no more. It's just, we doing the same crap over and over and over again. Do you see how I curved that?
Yeah, thank you.
It might be that we need to just spice it up a little bit more. It don't got to be all the time. It could be once a year or just on spontaneity. That's what life is.
But you're saying only do this if the relationship is strong.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it if it's not.
If it's weak, it opens the door more for cheating.
For cheating.
Or in an open relationship.
Or it can open it for the other person to feel less than, and then that's another problem. So I would only do it if your relationship is strong. That would be my only advice.
Wow. Ilya said about cheating. My father cheated on my mother. She told me a few years ago. She mentioned she was pregnant back then, so I understand why she forgave him. She thought it was just a physical need. But I feel like my father was acting the wrong way and he hadn't any excuses to do to my mother. And that's the conversation that a lot of people are having. Men versus women, which is going to be my topic in November for my show at the Hotel RL. Which I don't want to touch too much on it, but, a lot of people say, men need it. It's a thing for men. But a lot of women think about sex, and they're the ones who actually are instigating or starting the conversation of an open relationship.
Women are natural born flirters, so yeah.
The gentleman that I was in the conversation with, his wife is the one who actually brought it to him. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Who's Ilya? Ilya. So I want to say this. A lot of times parents keep things away from their children because they don't want them to know what's going on in their relationship. So you'll never have a clear understanding or definition of why your father cheated on your mom. Even though it was wrong, you just don't never know what was going on. Because I know a lot of parents that they fight behind closed doors, but and their kids just never know, so.
Yeah, 100%.
Doesn't give it an excuse. I'm not making an excuse for your father or whatever, but you never know what your mom did. You know what I'm saying? You never know. You just never know.
Yeah. I also wanted my second question for Chris, what he was saying was, women are very emotional. Okay? Men they think more with their brain. If not the other one. But they think more. They're more logical thinkers. Women are more emotional thinkers. So I would think, wouldn't that run a risk if you're only allowing another female to come into an open relationship? That the emotions, jealousy, say the husband just looks at her a certain way, but women gets their intuition, which could be wrong intuition at times. The man could be like, "No, babe, it ain't even like that. I love you," but she like, "No, the way you just stroked her earlobe."
Yeah, that would mean. That would actually mean that the chick is not strong enough to deal with something like that. So that's why I said you have to be in a strong, committed relationship before you even think about doing something like that. Because if I know my wife has insecurities, I'm not going to bring that up. I'm not even going to entertain, me saying, hey, babe, let's do it threesome or let's have an open relationship. Because I already know, being that she's insecure about certain things, I already know that's going to be her first thing. She's going to think just because I did it one time that I'm going to keep doing it. Like, I know a lot of people that have, cheated one time, and it was a mistake. But the person never let them, you know, they never forgave them. And they just keep bringing it up, and then what ends up happening? They end up cheating again, or they end up leaving. So it's almost a catch-22.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Janae said, y'all look good. Oh, thanks, Janae. Thanks. Janae was a panelist season 2, episode 9, I think. So thank you so much for coming back in. I greatly appreciate it.
And she sang last week.
Yes, she did for the season 3 premiere. Y'all can check it out. Oh no, I didn't put it on YouTube yet, but it's still on Facebook. Once I finish editing, I will put it on my YouTube channel. Somebody said sex therapy. It's not upgrading on here.
That sounds good.
Sorry, I can't see who said it, but absolutely. And
you see that? It just popped up.
It's on here. It's on my. It's somewhere on there.
Yeah, we must have passed it because I don't see it. It must have been up somewhere. Hold on. Because it looked like it must have been up there somewhere.
Oh, maybe not. We trying to make sure we get
that might have been a personal DM.
Yeah, we got all your comments. Vlad said, this is Vlad.
Okay.
My father cheated on my mother too.
Oh, you know what? That might have been the sex therapy thing. It might be on the bottom.
Okay.
Seymour.
He said, I'm trying to get the... Oh, there we go. I got it. Oh. So, my father cheated on my mother too, and my mother forgave him too. Again and again. But in the end, he left my mother for another woman. Now they are married, have a child in common, and she put the bug in his phone and keeps him really close to herself. So she...
Wait, I'm so confused. What?
So, this is English as second language. So, the father left his mother for another woman. Mm-hmm. So, his father is now married to the other one. They have a child. So, he has a stepbrother or sister. Mm-hmm. And the stepmother put a bug on his phone so she can monitor his phone.
She can monitor his phone all as you want, but he can leave that phone in the car, get in the Uber, and go wherever he need to go. If somebody want to cheat, then they gonna cheat. That's it.
But that's the thing. If you the other woman, that's that whole conversation of once a cheater, always a cheater, and that what he did, how you got him is how you'll lose him.
That's not true neither.
Neither one of those statements.
No, people say that to people because they want to keep them on a, you know what I'm saying, on that wavelength. But it's not like that.
Yeah.
People can change.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think people can change for the right one.
Yeah.
But if you keep getting duds, you're gonna get back into your routine.
Right,
you know
and then it's not I don't want to say that because people are probably gonna get mad at me for saying that. But honestly, like your father wasn't meant to be with your mother. Period. If it was like that, your father wasn't meant to be with your mom. Is your mom
remarried, Bud? I mean, I know sometimes that, like he was saying earlier, that it's kind of like two things. And I don't. Do you think men get a bad rap?
Yeah.
In relationships?
Yeah. Because honestly, like
ladies, what y'all think?
Of course, they're not going to agree. But,
they might. I don't know.
A lot of chicks, they cheat.
We're just better cheaters.
Probably.
So, Vlad, I'll put it there. All right, we're gonna go into our second topic, which is kind of interesting because when I read the article that was called "Things Strong Women Should Never Do," I was actually originally like way in agreement with it, but then I kind of thought about it a little bit.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Wait.
Go ahead, Tiffany. I like that one.
Tiffany said, cheating for me isn't a... Tiffany said cheating for me is an adrenaline rush back in the day. How far back, Tiffany? How far back? Vlad said, my mother is not married now, but my father, in secret from his wife, he tries to meet with your mother. Ain't they funny? You see that? His father tries to, in secret, come back to his mother. You always go back to that one, don't you? Mm-hmm. But with such a wife, it's difficult because she got him whipped or whatever. That is interesting. Oh, wow. So, Tiffany, if memory serves me correctly, do you think open relationships can work? I mean, maybe back in the day. Ilya said, Vlad, I love the Santa Barbara style your family is living. But you find, a lot of times you find that's the case. Like when you have that, I don't necessarily say soulmate, but you have that, I can't even say true love, but somebody who you were really emotionally connected to. It seems like you always have room for them to come back in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like not 100%, but maybe if it's
like your first
spontaneous, maybe it's spontaneous or just for a day or so. You know, like you know what I mean? Because I definitely have seen, that.
But I think my life. I think when you get to a point where your relationship breaks up, then you just have to let it go emotionally. Like you have to give yourself time to get over it. And if that person comes back, you don't take them back because that's a sign of weakness. It don't have nothing to do with that person. It has something to do with you. And that person, I believe that two weak people should not be together. Two broken people should not be together. It'll never work. It'll never work.
But what if that broken person is your soulmate?
Well, I could say this. Sometimes you could get into a relationship with a broken person, and because the other person is not broken, they're able to show that person a different life. But then it's a tricky thing because that person could actually love you, whatever, but because they've been through so much and they still so broken, they might have that. What's that movie? What's the movie where did Whitney Houston like? That wasn't Whitney Houston. It was one of them that built up Bobby Brown. He was a bum and then he got a little money. You know what I mean? Was it Waiting to Exhale or something like that? It was like one of them movies.
Waiting to Exhale sounds like one of them.
Oh, maybe it wasn't Bobby Brown. It was somebody that they fixed up one of the dudes and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was all in love with her in the beginning, you know what I'm saying, when they met. And then she built him up and then he took off.
Ain't that what they did?
Can't build a bear. I mean, that's no way. Sorry.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
Okay, Tiffany.
Tiffany said, no, especially not for me. Only because I have trust issues. So I choose not to open that Pandora's box, honey. Yes, honey.
Why is it doing that?
Okay. If we feel that it has to be a third party in the relationship to put spunk in it, then we need not to be together. I kind of agree with her. Because there's so many other things you can do other than a person. I think person brings drama. But
we talking about... Tiffany, you have to realize we're talking about sexually. We're not talking about anything else. Like, y'all could... Like, the home front could be so tight. Everything else could be great. Even the sex part could be great. But once you start getting in a place where, we need to spice it up or something just needs to change as far as the bedroom is considered, that's what we're talking about. We're not talking about anything else. Because it seems like y'all talking about, y'all could just go to Six Flags. Or y'all could just
No. I think though, Chris, you're separating sex from marriage. And I think they work in tandem. They're together because say you never had sex with your partner before marriage.
Right.
it should be. If you're meant to be, it should be amazing, out of this world. It should be. I mean, I've never been married, so maybe I'm just going over what I would hope it would be.
Right. But okay.
But
so
what? So
let's do this. Let's say this. If you were raised and your mom made chicken every daggone day.
She can spice it up with some paprika or some Old Bay. She don't need to actually bring it in a chef.
Listen.
Why do we need a chef? Just add some spice.
Yeah, but once you start adding those spices in it, after you done tried every spice in the thing.
I don't need a chef.
Listen, the only thing I'm saying is
that was a good analogy.
You cannot say, "Oh, let's not have a conversation about this."
I mean, we can talk about it
off the table, because you can't knock it until you tried it. That's the only thing that's really like the only thing that I could say, because I feel like this. If I get married, then my wife, we need to be on the same wavelength. We need to make sure we're talking about any and everything. That is the only way our marriage is going to survive.
Right. I agree with that.
Point blank. And like I said, if mentally somebody is not strong to deal with having somebody else in the bedroom or having an open relationship, then they don't need to even entertain having that conversation, period. You should know from the jump when you meet somebody. If y'all not having that open communication and y'all not talking like that, then you're not going to be together. Y'all not meant to be together. If you're constantly arguing with somebody all the daggone time and sex is not good all the time, or y'all not supposed to be together. I don't understand why I always see people get into these relationships and they're constantly arguing. They're constantly feeling what's the word?
Less than unworthy.
Less than in the relationship. Like, why should you even stay together? It doesn't make sense. Stop trying to make something work that's not working. Because you taking up all that time trying to put work into something that's not working, and you're probably missing the person that you're supposed to be with.
Yeah, that's interesting. Vlad said, Chris, well, let me see more. Vlad said, Chris, you think people are changing. Is it possible to forgive for cheating and give a second chance to the relationship after the separation? Can both people have changed and they feel an emotional connection?
I think that it's possible to have that, but you have to keep in mind, we're talking about people that have a grown folk mentality. A lot of people don't have grown folk mentality. They have a child's mentality. So you can't. That's why that won't work. My mom's ex-husband cheated on her, and they still have a cool relationship. She definitely won't go back to him, but yeah. Sometimes it's better to be by yourself than to be with somebody.
Yeah. Tyra said, Chris, you had an open relationship before?
No.
He's such a big advocate, right?
Well, no, it's not that I'm being an advocate. It's not that I'm
you
being
want communication.
Yeah.
And if one of the people aren't for it, then don't do it.
Then don't do it. Nah.
Now, what if you both are for it, but then a person wants to pull out?
Then that's the conversation that needs to be had before.
Okay.
Like, for me, that would be a conversation. Like, I might be like, yeah, baby, let's get this chick. She banging. You know what I'm saying? I seen her in the strip club. I know she know how to, whatever. Yeah. We get there, and it might be exciting for that little while, but then after I might think, I don't want to do this no more. Like, me and my boy already have this kind of connection already. Yeah. We don't need it. Or I might feel like, yeah, man, let's do this at least once a month. It's gonna be and she might feel the same way. So, or she might feel like she can't handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because I love her that much, mentally, I'm gonna be like, I can't do that to her mental. I can't do that to her heart. So, okay, we gonna have to maybe we gotta go to sex therapy.
It works. It's like, I don't know.
Let me make sure you're not married.
I'm not. But you gotta talk about it. You have to talk about it.
Talk about it.
You have to talk about it. Tiffany said, "Oh, we can talk about it all day, but in what's that? NPT 1.
Yeah, you definitely gotta agree on a person.
What's that mean?
We're
Oh, we can talk about it all day, but I'm
not going through with
Oh, not going through with that. I agree. Communication is the key. I love the emoji. Tiffany said, I like that, Chris. So true. Tiffany also said, do you feel that y'all should agree on the person? 100%.
If this is the key thing. This is the key thing. It has to be on both parties that agree on that. Like, it's no, I don't know, like that would kind of just defeat the purpose of bringing a third person in the bedroom. It would just defeat the purpose. Yeah,
I definitely think so. So, like Tiffany said, we could talk about open relationships probably for the next 15 minutes of my show.
And Tiffany, I'm a Libra, so I'm always right. Sorry. Ask her.
No.
Most of the time?
A lot.
A lot of the time.
Not most.
Most of the time.
A lot, but not most.
It's like, I'm kidding. No, I'm playing. I'm really playing.
A lot. He's very, very wise. Actually, I put too many varies in there. He's wise.
She was right. I'm very wise. You know what? I'm a natural born thinker.
Yeah.
I think that's what I try to...
you balance. Isn't y'all thing balance?
Yeah,
balance?
Yeah.
So you weigh your options. Yeah. So if it's boring, what else can I do to balance out my boredom? You know what I mean? So,
sex.
Like I said, to each his own. Yeah.